In this video, we're going to talk about why, as a man, you have to lead in order to get girls, or at least to be able to date girls who you are actually attracted to and who you want to be with. And this is true in all aspects of the interaction with her, right from the very beginning, like approaching or initiating a conversation, and then basically leading things every step of the way so that you can meet her and go on dates and move things forward physically and logistically and lead everything so that things can eventually become sexual between you and her. And there can be some exceptions along the way, like she might take the lead over various aspects. It's not like you need to do absolutely everything and she just sits there silently and follows you. And we'll get into some examples in a second, but ultimately it's up to you to make things happen overall. If you rely on her, then you're just going to be sitting and waiting and nothing much will ever happen. But it's not only that nothing will ever happen. If you don't have the ability to lead, then she will be able to sense that, and she's just simply not even going to be attracted to you in the first place. Because it's not just about the actions that you take, but the way that you make her feel. Like she is in your world where you are taking care of everything and you are the master of the environment, and she feels protected and like she's going along for the ride. This is what a girl wants to feel when she's with a guy. A good way to understand this from her perspective is to think about what it's like being a passenger in a car versus being the driver. Like if you are the passenger, you're with the driver along for the journey, and you can talk to them and give your input, and you're taking part in the overall experience, but you can just sort of relax and you don't have to worry about how to get to wherever you're going or deal with any of the rules of the road or how fast you're going or paying attention to what all the other cars are doing or any of these external things. The driver is the one who has to pay attention and deal with all of this and be responsible for getting you from point A to point B. This is what a girl wants to feel like when she's with a guy. She wants to feel like you are taking her along for a ride. This gives her a feeling of comfort and protection and security. And it's not just that she wants to feel like this and get some sort of princess treatment in a selfish or egotistical way. I've had some people comment this kind of thing on my videos before, but it's completely missing the point. The point is that she has to feel like this in order to feel attracted and drawn towards you and to want to go along for the ride. She doesn't want to have to be the man and take care of everything for you. If anything, it'll be the opposite, where the girl will actually be defensive and not want to just throw herself at you. Because for a girl, if things move forward and you end up having sex with her, it's a big commitment for her to make. It means that she could become pregnant and have to raise a child. And in modern times, we have condoms and birth control, but her unconscious instinctive mind doesn't know this. So psychologically, it's a much bigger deal for a girl to have sex than it is for a guy. So in order for her to feel safe and want to go along for the ride that will eventually lead to having sex with you, she needs to feel that she will be protected by you. And you leading gives her that feeling of protection, where you are basically taking the burden of responsibility of the overall interaction and providing her with a safe space where she can be free to open up and express herself and get to know you on a deeper level. It's kind of like children, where the adults take care of the responsibilities and the dealings of the overall adult world and give their children a bubble to exist in where they can develop and grow and be free within that bubble. You need to give the same sort of bubble to a girl. Like she needs to feel kind of like she is your daughter, as opposed to feeling like she is your mother. Like if she starts feeling like your mother, like you are emotionally dependent on her and you need her to take care of things, she'll be completely repulsed by that. So on all levels, your ability to lead is absolutely essential in order to attract girls and make things happen. In other words, you need to be the man, which is the active element, and she needs to be the female or the passive element. This is the way that attraction and the dynamics between male and female works. But like I mentioned earlier, sometimes she will lead various aspects, but it needs to be within the overall context of you being the one in control of the situation. So if she takes the lead, it's like you are the driver and you're letting her take the wheel for a little while. And this is also a good thing to do. It's not like you need to be in control of everything all the time, but at some point you need to take the wheel back and steer things in the direction that you want to go. Otherwise, if you don't, and you just wait for her to take the initiative and lead things forward, it's like a long road to nowhere and nothing will ever happen. Like, she's not going to be the one to ask you on dates and make moves and bring you back to your place. She might do some of these things at some points, but most of the time she won't even do any of these things. And in general, it's up to you to make all of this happen. For example, the way that I usually meet girls is by approaching. So right there, like if I just sit and wait for a girl to approach me, it's basically never going to happen. And then in order to start a conversation with her, she's not just going to automatically want to start talking to me. It's up to me to lead her into the conversation by making assumptions about her and asking questions and getting her to respond to me. And then let's say I get her phone number. If I don't text her, then it almost never happens that she will text me first. And even if she does, it'll usually be in a more conversational kind of way. So if I follow along with her lead and just have some sort of conversation by text, it's not going to actually lead to anything. If I want to actually meet her on a date, then I have to be the one to initiate that and have everything planned out of where to go and what time. And this is true for every step of the way. Again, there can be some rare exceptions to this, but in the vast majority of cases, this is how it works. It very rarely happens where she will be the one to lead all of these things. And if it does happen that she leads everything all the way until having sex with you, 99% of the time it's going to be a girl well below your level who you're not very attracted to. And if it is a girl who you're attracted to and she leads everything, it's an extremely bad foundation for any sort of relationship that you might have with her, because it means that you are basically dependent on her to make things happen. And the fact that you will lack the ability to go out and meet girls of her caliber on your own initiative and your own lead means that you're going to be even more dependent on her. And this dependency will eventually play out in the relationship with all kinds of drama and everything else. I've actually experienced this kind of thing firsthand many years ago, so I know what it's like. Like, if you've ever seen any of this sort of narcissistic abuse videos on YouTube, that's basically the kind of end outcome you can expect if you are dependent on her in this way. So in my case, basically we were just fighting all the time, and it was complete insane drama that ended in me getting heartbroken. But I don't blame her for any of what happened, because it was 100% my own weakness and dependency and my inability to lead that allowed that to happen. So the ability to lead is important not only for being able to attract girls and make things happen, but also for your own sake. Having this ability gives you the feeling of abundance and a deep sense of inner confidence and emotional stability that will carry over into all other areas of your life, so that you're not dependent on external things or external validation. You depend on your own ability to go out and make things happen yourself. This is actually what being a man is all about. But it's one thing to say that you need to lead, but in order to even have the opportunity to lead in the first place, you need to be able to get through to the girl and form an initial attraction and connection with her. Without this, then nothing else is possible. If you want to learn how to actually do this, then just click on the video that should be on the screen right now, and I'll talk to you there.